This is an expansion of a shorter video I did on TikTok. And if you're on TikTok, you can follow me there, just at Matt DeBlas Music. I post pretty frequently there, very short videos, sometimes lessons, sometimes songs, sometimes just like dad jokes. But anyway, so let's talk about doing a rock beat on the Bodhran. First, let's talk about what a drum set used in rock and roll or jazz or other forms of music usually is. You've got multiple drums, way ahead of us here, plus cymbals, and you can get 3 or 4 sounds simultaneously. We can't do that on the Bodhran, so we have to simulate being able to play multiple things simultaneously by thinking linearly. So instead of playing, a cymbal and a snare drum at the same time, we'll play one or the other, and kind of hope that the listener's imagination fills in the gaps and the rhythm kind of chugs along, not sounding exactly like a drum set, but evocative of a drum set. And let's look at that rock beat. It's got 3 elements to it, which would be the bass drum, which you would normally play with your right foot if you're playing a drum kit, but obviously we're playing with a relatively open sound on the back of the drum. Maybe just a little muting up towards the edge to control the rings. A little overring. It's got the snare drum sound, which you would normally be playing with your left hand. And to get that kind of sharp crack, pop sound, I'm making a triangle with my hand here and striking in that smaller triangle. So I get a high-pitched, sharp crack. And to really emphasize that I'm not just doing a regular downstroke, I'm kind of snapping my wrist and swinging in to give it a really sharp attack. So now, if I were playing a drum kit, I might be playing that rhythm with the hi-hat, which is the cymbal that can open and close. That's usually to the left of the kit. And I might be playing a steady 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's where it gets tricky, because I can't play a simultaneous, that steady while I'm playing with my one stick that I have and no foot pedals on one drum instead of multiple instruments. So we're going to simulate that by filling in the gaps with a light tap. That's what's kind of your hand flat on the back of the head, muting it, and just so you have a little tap, tap, tap sound. So, let's build up to this beat. Let's start with your hi-hat, and we're just going to do that flat, muted, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, right? So, and we're going to start with a really basic rock rhythm, just a bass, snare, bass, snare. So, boom. Right? Bass, snare, bass, snare, and bass and snare, and bass and snare, and bass and snare. So practice that till you can play it steady, right? Just working that boom, tap, pop, tap, boom, tap, pop, tap, boom, tap, pop, tap, boom, tap, pop, tap. Now when you've got that, we get into the trickier part to vary that bass drum rhythm. So we get a boom, 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 which makes a really nice rock groove. Where this gets tricky is to get that good bass sound. I'm striking downwards. So there's 2 ways you can play this. There's by playing down, up, pop, up, down, up, and playing the first beat. So there's that boom, then the boom, boom, and you can play that boom as an up, down. But to get a stronger beat, to get a really good boom, 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 I'm playing all downstrokes, which means you're going to play 3 downstrokes in a row. So, down, down, up, pop, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down. And you notice my hi-hat, those kind of gentle fill-in beats are all just upstrokes in between the other beats. So playing it with the up, just your steady up down. But playing that down, down. I feel like it gives it a much stronger, clearer boom, boom. So it's something to work on. It is a little bit tricky though, because again, it is down, up, tap, down, down, up, tap, up, down, tap, down, down, up, tap, down, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, up, down, 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 up, down. So 3 downstrokes in a row. And I think it's good to practice all of this together, and it can be tempting, and you can actually create a fairly nice beat without those extra upstrokes in there, but I think it helps the groove roll along a little bit better if you get those in there. And I kind of want you to think of, if you go back to my Counting Like a Drummer video, I want you to think of this as subdivisions of the same eighth note pattern, the same 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So I really recommend practicing it with those upstrokes in there and not leaving those out if you can. If you're playing something you want to just throw on a rock beat because you need to and you haven't really worked hard on this and you're not feeling confident, by all means just go for it. But I think practicing, and you can play it fast. Or nice and slow and kind of. There's a lot of different ways to try it, but I think it's a really good kind of all-purpose basic rock groove, and you can definitely develop variations on it as you get more comfortable with it. But hopefully that's a good explainer and a good place to start. If you have questions, shoot them to me in the comments, and I'll be happy to make another video kind of breaking stuff down further if you need any help. All right, have a great day and keep drumming.